Hi. From my new apartment. This is, I've already lost count at how many times I've tried to set this up for y'all. The lighting in here, I can't make it work in this spot in particular, and that is because it's just the lighting. I don't have much of a choice though, because I don't really have any furniture except that dresser that's over there, out yonder, but it's holding my TV. So there you go. But yes, this is my new apartment. It wasn't what I was anticipating when I showed up, but I love it. It's got very high ceilings, got a lot of brick. This was some sort of like a mill way back when, and I guess it was just like refurbished into these places to live, and they're really cool and they're very pretty. The thing that really sucks about it though is that there is a bedroom, but there is absolutely no lighting in it whatsoever. No windows and also no overhead lighting. There's just a light switch that doesn't do anything. And yeah, it's very ominous and very sad and very melancholy, and I try to avoid it at all costs. I'm actually thinking about moving my bedroom out here just to not have to go into that pit of despair. But we'll see. If you hear any music right now, that is because this room is completely adjacent. Like this wall right here is, can you see what wall I'm pointing to? Is right next to a gym. And during their operative hours, it do be bumping over there. But they don't stay open too late, so I don't really mind. I'm not gonna try to ever take a nap here anyway, because that room is so sad and cold, but so, you know, it doesn't really bother me. And yeah, I had my first day of work today. It was cool. People were cool, people were nice, and I think I'll like it there. Yeah, then I came home and these things have been happening where like I solve one problem, but then another problem comes a-running. Like recently I was having the problem of getting my car's registration paperwork to my apartment, and that is because I cannot find my car's registration paperwork. And now that I've finally got it all sorted and sent, I found out that my apartments charged me twice for basically my July rent and also like payments and dues. God, that looks fucking awful. I cannot make this not look so bad. Okay, maybe I'm a liar and that was all it took. Yeah, I think they charged me twice for literally all of the fees, and I opened up my little goddammit, website thing, and it was like, your stuff's late and you might be charged late fees. And I was like, you are wrong, sir. And of course I discovered this at 6 o'clock, which is right when they closed. So I'm gonna have to go over there and be like, hey, this is annoying, fix this. And I'm just like, I don't know, there's been so many problems already just with stuff like that with these apartments. Like, moving across the country wasn't enough. They had to keep pulling this shit. I mean, it was just like one thing after another with these people. Like when I was finally approved for the room, and I told y'all how much effort it took to get approved for this room, they just like wouldn't get back to me. I got this email that said, you've been approved and you have 48 hours to sign your e-lease, and yeah, so get that to us, you know, within the 48 hours. But I wasn't receiving the e-lease, and I was calling and calling and calling, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And when I finally did, I said, hey, like, I haven't gotten this paper that you said that I have 48 hours to sign. And I spoke with this lady who kept talking over me, and it was very annoying. And then she was like, yeah, blah, 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 didn't answer a question that I had. And then I finally got into contact with another guy, told him the same thing, and he said, oh, we're really busy right now, we're understaffed, we have 30 move-ins. And I was like, okay, but don't I need this? And he was like, well, we're more flexible about that part, especially since we haven't even sent it to you. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, but don't worry, we're getting to you, because we're just doing the people that are moving in, you know, soon. And like, by the way, when are you moving? And I think at the time it was like, I had about a week before my official move-in date with them was coming up. And I was like, oh, it's July 14th. And he was like, oh, that's next week. And I was like, yeah, it is. He was like, huh. Okay, well, I'll get this over to you. And I was like, okay, cool. He didn't get it over to me. The next day, somebody else called me. It was a Saturday. It was how I woke up. And he said, hi, I just sent you your e-lease. So, yeah, go ahead and sign it and then pay the amount you owe. And I was like, okay, what's the amount I owe? And he gave me a number, and that number was a whole $800 more than I was anticipating. I was like, okay, when do I have to pay this? And he was like, oh, in 3 days. And I was like, oh, cool. So cool that it's a Saturday now, and so I can't really do anything on a Sunday, or really a Saturday. Whatever, I'll figure it out. And I did. I figured the fucking thing out. All was said and done. I go to pay the thing, and it's not listed correctly on their website. And it just has $1 grand amount for the month of July, and I knew that wasn't right. So I called them again and I said, hi, I'm just trying to pay this, and it's just listed funny. I want to make sure to check with y'all before I submit anything that this is what it's supposed to be. And the guy said, oh, that is really weird, but go ahead and pay it anyway. We know what it is. It'll clear out. It's fine. And I said, okay, cool. And then 2 weeks later, flash forward to today, and everything is not fine. And I'm just really annoyed because I thought I got the car registration stuff all figured out, and I did. But it's not over yet. Anyway, that's what the last month has been for me. Just constant. That's it, just constant. But I really can't complain. I'm made it to my new home, and it's pretty cool. The town that I live in is a little sketchy, but it's okay. Boston's about 40 minutes away from here, and the town that I work in is about 15 minutes away. And I like that town a bit better, and it seems to have more of like the things that I will need, like a car repair shop and a veterinary clinic, things of that nature. But the people here are very nice. They're just a little scary. So this town is mostly, it has like an 80% Latino population, which I was anticipating because I was just doing my research on the city. And I'm not really sure what ethnicity exactly the people here are. I can't put my finger on it. I will find out one day. But, you know, it's definitely not of like Mexican descent. But for like anybody who is watching this and doesn't know me, I'm from a predominantly Hispanic city in Texas. I am entirely Hispanic, despite what I look like. I'm like, it's something like 1/32 Irish, and that's why I look the way that I do. Everything else about me is Hispanic. And yeah, I'm very used to that culture. I'm very used to people speaking Spanish to me, you know, all that good stuff. And so that is still here and very prevalent, and that part feels homey. But it is pretty sketchy. One of the first nights that I was here, I was talking to one of my neighbors, and me and my friend were kind of asking her, like, hey, it's kind of weird that, like, places close by, like, 8 p.m. here. Like, is there a reason for that? And she was like, well, you know, once it starts to get dark, it gets a little stabby. A little stabby, in case you didn't catch her Boston accent. So, you know, just a little concerning. She was like, yeah, there's just some places you don't walk to at night. I was like, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. For any city, I guess. But other than that, it is really cool. And the people are nice. And that wasn't something I was entirely, you know, thinking I would find. But it's here. It's people are really nice in Boston. People are really nice in the town that I'm working in and the town that I live in. So I'm really happy about that. And especially the building that I live in. The people are very nice. I feel like I'm making, you know, acquaintances of some sort. And I'm happy to be living in a building like this, given that I don't know anybody. And yeah, I'd rather not face this world entirely alone. And what else? I had the trip of a lifetime. It was a 33-hour drive across the great United States. It's very pretty once you get out of Texas. The one thing that I learned very quickly, well, I guess, no, even while I was still in Texas, is that Texas kind of sucks. And like, I will always be a proud Texan. I will always love Texas from the bottom of my heart, but Jesus Christ, it sucks. Like, as soon as we got out of Texarkana, it was nothing but trees on the sides of the roads, and the interstates have just been so clean, and they just make sense. They're so efficient, and yeah, it just flows. It just works. It just makes sense. The entire time we were driving in Texas, and mind you, we were driving on a Sunday at like really late at night. Like really late at night. We were still dealing with construction traffic. So much of it. And like, for what? Why? You don't have to block off 2 lanes of traffic for 10 miles for one guy working in one itty-bitty section of the road. I don't know why Texas does that. And not any other state on the way up here had anything like that. Starting from Arkansas all the way up through Tennessee and then through Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Delaware. Did we pass through Connecticut? I don't remember now. I think we did. Through Massachusetts. Everywhere is just covered with trees. Just outlined with trees. All of it. Everybody. Every highway. And it's very pretty. It's very nice. Nashville was a dream. I did not want to leave Nashville. I kind of wish I do wish I had been moving there instead. And yeah, it's a place that I would love to raise a family, and I mean that sincerely. It's just a wonderful, beautiful place with beautiful people, and I cannot wait to go back. I have no official plans yet to do so, but I will absolutely be back. I adored Nashville and all of its people. I didn't love Philly. It was just very cramped and kind of smelly, stressful. The people that I met up with were, not met up with, but talked to were pretty nice. But yeah, no, that was a very stressful city to be in. It ain't me. And so far, I really do like Boston. It's pretty cool. I'm a little scared to go back into the city to explore anymore because parking was very, 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 very stressful. I'd never felt so stressed in all of my life about where to put my car, or like, you know, if it'll still be there when I get back. But it was a lot of fun just exploring that city. And I have all the time in the world to keep going, I guess, because I live here now. I'm on Eastern time, which I'm still trying to get used to. And, you know, I miss my people, but it just comes with the territory. It occurred to me just earlier that it's only been like 8 days since I've really seen any of my friends, and like if I'm struggling this hard just 8 days in, then the next few weeks are gonna suck. But it's okay because this is just life, I guess, you know? And gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. If there's any bit of advice that I have to give after all of this, it is that you should just, at some point, just get in a car and drive. Like, drive through as many states as you possibly can, and don't try to cover a ton of ground in a single day or in 2 days. Like, just like enjoy it. Drive during the day, spend the night in the city, and I don't know, and just go with it. Because I think that was just a really good time for me, especially right before this big move. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay.